Andretti is probably the most famous surname from the United States in the Formula One arena. From father to son, once they were very talented drivers in Formula One. With age, they have turned into team owners, and after their successful chapters in the other racing categories, they are now trying to break into Formula One. They tried to buy the Sauber F1 team last year with the aim of rebranding it as the Andretti F1 team. But the deal failed at the last moment due to the disagreement from the Sauber administration at the last moment. In the last few weeks, the whole F1 world heated up with the news of the Andretti Cadillac F1 team. Through this video, we are going to discuss about this news in detail. Before we proceed, hit the subscribe button and smash the bell icon for more exciting updates. Who is Andretti Racing? Being based in Indianapolis in USA and led by a racing legend, Michael Andretti, the Andretti Racing brand has already marked its presence in many leading races categories, like Extreme E, Formula E, IMSA, WeatherTech Championship, Supercars Championship, IndyCar Championship, and Indy Light Championship. Even though they have placed everything at the right place, still external factors block their way to Formula One. Andretti Cadillac F1 deal. Andretti Global announced a partnership with one of the General Motors brand, Cadillac, to place a bid to join F1. In all the previous attempts, Andretti Global tried to join F1 was opposed by many parties. Current F1 teams have a fear of being Andretti a big challenge to them. This time they partnered with GM brands, as Andretti can make the opposition against them in F1 fiercer. On other hand, General Motors is running a large network of automobile brands, and they are rich with technology sufficient to compete in any type of racing category. So their involvement in the sport will surely challenge all the current manufacturers: Mercedes, Ferrari, Honda, and Alpine. Even though they announced the partnership, they need the approval of both FIA and Formula One to enter into the sport as the 11th team in the grid. Outside of their competitiveness, one other major reason by current F1 teams in the grid to oppose the entry of Andretti into the sports is the reduction of their share in the prize pool with the entry of a new team. Formula One entry of the Andretti F1 team seems to be closing again despite their partnership with General Motors, as existing teams are opposing the decision of diluting the prize money to make space for an 11th team. With the growing situation, Michael Andretti criticized the action of other Formula One teams, labeling them as greedy ones for prize money and sponsorships. It's all about money, Andretti told Forbes. First, they think they are going to get diluted 1/10 of their prize money, but they also get very greedy, thinking we will take all the American sponsors as well. It's all about greed and looking at themselves and not looking at what is best for the overall growth of the series. Andretti further pointed out that the partnership between the most successful American racing teams and the biggest car company will bring enough money to F1, and then the dilution of the prize money will not be a big issue, as profit margins of F1 are expected to rise with the all-American F1 team entry into the sport. "We check all the boxes," he said. "The only box we didn't have checked when we were working on our entry was we didn't have an OEM behind us. But now we have GM and Cadillac behind us. They are going to bring a lot to the party to help us get a race car on the track. We are very bullish at this moment. There is still a long way to go, and we are willing to follow every procedure that needs to be done. We are in a good position for it." Despite the opposition from the other F1 teams, FIA President Mohammed Ben Sulayem is supporting the Andretti Cadillac F1 partnership. In his tweet, he addressed the issue as follows: "It is surprising that there has been some adverse reaction to the Cadillac and Andretti news. The FIA has accepted the entries of smaller successful organizations in recent years. We should encourage prospective F1 entries from global manufacturers like GM and thoroughbred racers like Andretti and others. Interest from teams in growth markets adds diversity and broadens F1's appeal." Mohammed Ben Sulayem. However, Andretti Global has the support of the McLaren and Renault-owned Alpine teams. He further rejected the rumors of they got support from Alpine because the engine deal with French manufacturer Renault. "Zak Brown wants to do whatever he can to help us get there, and so has Alpine as well," Andretti explained. "Zak Brown and Alpine are two very good allies. Zak has been very supportive. Zak has been a great friend and ally. He gives me advice and is there to help. We help each other. I've been helping him a lot when he came to IndyCar racing. It's a friendship that works both ways," Michael Andretti stated further. According to Formula One administration, many teams are looking for an entry in 2026 with the major regulation change. The Audi team has already confirmed their entry into the sport by acquiring the shares of the existing Sauber team. FIA regulations allow the participation of a maximum of 12 teams for the championship, and there were 12 active F1 teams during the period between 2010 and 2012. Then 11 teams were there during the period 2013 to 2014. And since then, there are only 10 teams in the grid. Even though there are 2 vacant positions in the grid, it is not an easy job to get into the sport, as team owners should prove that they are financially strong enough to run an F1 team. What do you think about the Andretti Cadillac F1 entry? They failed many times, and will they succeed this time? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. Thank you very much for watching the video. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe to the channel to get more exciting F1 news. See you guys in the next video. Goodbye.